Breaking news on CBS Sports HQ, the Dallas Cowboys trading Everson Griffen to the Detroit Lions for a conditional draft pick in 2021. Our Patrik Walker has confirmed this news. Now that pick could be a 5th-round pick, it could be a 6th-round pick, but the bottom line is the Cowboys are making changes in this 2-5 season. The Detroit Lions might be going for it. They're 3-3, feeling really good. They've won a couple in a row, and they are bringing in Everson Griffen to Motown. Let's get to Patrik Walker from Dallas and Pete Prisco here on CBS Sports HQ. Patrik, you were hinting about this earlier in the day. You had a feeling this was coming. How did it all go down, and why did the Cowboys ship Griffen out of town?
Well, this is something the Cowboys had been working on behind the scenes for a few days now. I spoke with several sources who had knowledge of the situation, and they did confirm, in fact, as early as late last week, the Cowboys were putting out feelers to see if there were going to be any takers for Everson Griffen. Now, it's well known Everson Griffen has struggled for the majority of his 7 games here with the Cowboys, but he's come on strong in the last 2 games. He has 2.5 sacks now, just enough value and great timing to boost his value on the trade market. Now, the front runners for Everson Griffen would have been a team like the Seattle Seahawks, but also the Lions, who need edge help. So this deal came together pretty quickly today, I'm told, and the Cowboys are going to get compensation in the form of a conditional 6th-round pick that could go upwards of a 5th-round pick in 2021, depending upon how Everson Griffen performs in Detroit.
Pete, what does this say to you about what Jerry Jones and the Cowboys are going to be trying to do here over the course of the next few weeks?
I mean, they've been so good on defense, they could just unload defenders as much as they could just get rid of defenders. Why not? I mean, they're talented on that side of the ball. They can't stop anybody. The problem is he hasn't played that well. He's not played well at all. And if you look at what the Lions need, they need edge rush help. They have 8 sacks on the season, 8. I just don't think they're getting a dynamic edge rusher. He's a good, solid edge player who will play hard. He's tough. But he's not a guy who can put his hand on the ground and go get you 10 sacks anymore. So I just don't understand this deal from either standpoint. I know the Cowboys weren't happy with him.
Pete, do you think that the Detroit Lions are in the heart of the playoff race right now? I mean, is this a move where they're saying we're going for it right now?
Well, I don't know if it's one of those moves. I think they're in the heart of it because they're 3-3. They've won a couple games. Got a big game this week with the Colts. But look at their pass rush. Trey Flowers isn't getting to the quarterback. They have one guy that has 4 sacks, Okara, and that's it. Other than that, they can't get to the quarterback. So you got to do everything you can. If you can't impact the quarterback in this league, you have major problems, and they've had problems stopping people. So I understand why you make the move. It's only a 6th-round pick that could go to a 5. It's worth it to give it a look-see. But, you know, he isn't the same guy he used to be. He's going to be 33 years old, and I think those skills are eroding.
Patrik, could this be the beginning of multiple moves for the Dallas Cowboys ahead of the trade deadline in hopes of retooling this team?
I think it's possible that you'll see another trade or two. I don't think that you'll see a fire sale here in Dallas for a couple reasons. Number one, although they are 2-5, they are still in the abysmal NFC East, so they're still very much in contention to take the NFC East crown if they can figure out how to right the ship over the remainder of the season. But when you look at the move on Everson Griffen, the Cowboys got Randy Gregory back. They did not know how to factor in Randy Gregory, only gave him 6 snaps against the Washington football team. That's not going to cut it for a guy you gave an extension through 2021 for, who's coming off of an indefinite suspension. Ton of talent in Randy Gregory. They like what they have in rookie 5th-round pick Bradley Anae as well, so you'll see those 2 players get more live reps in the absence of Everson Griffen. Plus, the Cowboys, in moving Griffen, they free up some more salary cap that they're looking to roll over because they're squirreling away as much money as possible that they can add to the 2021 cap so that they can try to sign Dak Prescott to a long-term deal, and in the absence of a long-term deal, at least have enough salary cap space for a $37.7 million second franchise tag. So a couple of things in play here as far as the Cowboys. As Pete alluded, things did not go well with Everson Griffen here in Dallas, so the Cowboys get an additional pick that could go up to a 5th, and they get the ability to roll over salary cap space plus free up live reps for Randy Gregory and rookie Bradley Anae.
Yeah, and this is all about next year. I think Patrik's spot on. Free up as much cap room as you can. You have to make that quarterback happy, you also have to try and fit him in to the cap, and we don't know what the cap is going to be. You hope it's going to go up a little bit. You know, they say 175 million. They don't know that just yet. So do everything you can to fit the quarterback's franchise tag in, but ideally give him a long-term deal and maybe less than that figure as well. They're not going to fire sale. Who do they have that anybody wants that they want to get rid of? I don't see anybody on that roster. You want to keep the skill position guys. You're not going to get rid of those guys. So where are you going? Who do you want? Is there anybody else on that roster you want? I don't see anybody. You're not going to get rid of Jalen Smith and guys like that. So no, I don't see a fire sale.
Patrick, it's not going to be a fire sale, according to you and Pete Prisco. What are they going to do at the quarterback position? Are they going to stick with Ben DiNucci, or are they going to look somewhere potentially to try to make a run at this thing, since the NFC East is anyone's division?
Well, for right now, I'm told they're going to stick with Ben DiNucci. The likelihood is that he will start in Week 8 against the Philadelphia Eagles on prime time, and that's simply because, as it stands, the concussion on Andy Dalton doesn't look like it's minor enough that it would allow him to get healthy enough to play in a few days. So, but with that being said, it's not expected that Andy Dalton will miss more than one game. Obviously, concussions affect different players in different ways, so we'll see how that plays out. But for now, they're completely comfortable with rolling with Ben DiNucci as starter for one game, and they'll go from there. I'm told at best they look to bring in a veteran backup behind Garrett Gilbert so that they could get some depth at the position going forward in Week 9 and beyond. Obviously, they wouldn't be able to get anyone who could be signed and put onto the field on Sunday because of COVID-19 protocols. But as it stands, with the likelihood of Dalton being out for Week 8, it's going to be Ben DiNucci as starter, Garrett Gilbert as a backup, and they may bring in a veteran backup to be QB3 going forward.
I feel sorry for Ben DiNucci. He's got to play behind that offensive line this week against the Eagles front. He almost has no chance. That line has been terrible. And this kid has a swagger and a confidence about him. I like it. I want to hear more from him. I want to see him play. But it's almost unfair putting him behind an offensive line that can't block anybody. They were terrible last week. It's not a good group right now. And that Eagles front's got to be ready to get after the kid. But come on, he's Paisan. I want to see him throw the football around.
Maybe he'll get a chance to do that if the Cowboys win. They'll be in first place again. Cowboys trading Everson Griffen to the Lions for a conditional 6th-round pick in next year's NFL draft. Could be a 5th-round pick. It's conditional. We'll wait to see. Pete Prisco and Patrik Walker, thanks so much. Want a sports network that delivers everything that matters about the game? The highlights, the picks, the instant analysis. No yelling, no fake debates, no politics. Hit the subscribe button and never miss a moment.